Last month, The Atlantic came out with an article titled "The Myth of American Universities as Inequality Fighters." In this video, I'd like to briefly summarize that article, get Wayfinding Academy's take on it, and then ask you for yours. Let's get into it. The Atlantic article was written in response to a new study that came out that looked at over 30 million college students and was specifically interested in the topic of economic mobility, asking which colleges are doing well at bringing in students from families in lower income brackets and providing the type of education that allows those students to land in a higher income bracket upon graduation. The article outlined 3 myths revealed by the data of that new study. Myth number 1, that America's most prestigious institutions are great engines of upward mobility. The data showed that if your parents are in the top 1% of income earners, then you are 77 times as likely to attend a top-tier institution compared to someone whose parents are in the bottom 20% of income earners. The true mobility champions are mid-tier public institutions, like the state schools in California and New York. Those have the highest success rate for taking students from the lowest 20% and moving them up into the highest 20%. Myth number 2, that low-income students, who are more likely to be minorities, can't succeed at selective colleges. The data shows that children from low and high-income families who attend the same college have very similar earning outcomes after college. Myth number 3, that selective schools are admitting more low-income students. The data shows that at Ivy League institutions, the percent of students whose parents come from the bottom 20% of income earners have hovered consistently at about 5%. It is true that more students from the lowest 20% are going to college, but that is due to greater access to Pell Grants, and most of that money benefits for-profit colleges, where students have the worst outcomes when it comes to postgraduate earnings. These 3 myths show us a bit about what's going on in higher education on the national level. Next, let's bring it back to Wayfinding Academy to explore what's going on at this particular college, which just started its 2nd year with students. Here's Bjaga, our Chief Business Officer.
My name is Bjaga Kronborg. I'm the Chief Business Officer at the Wayfinding Academy, and that means that I deal with tuition issues, legal compliance. I also serve as registrar, so I also deal with the transcripts and making sure that we adequately track and knows what courses the students are enrolled in and if they completed the courses and stuff like that. We have a model that had 3 legs. One of the legs being tuition, another leg being fundraising, and the last leg was community engagement in a bunch of events. So like we have our labs that we hope community members should partake in. We have our Wayfinder Weekend that we hope community members would partake in. We give flexibility in the payment schedule. So we say that the sticker price is $10,500, and if you come from a background with a lot of resources, the $10,500 per year in tuition is all due up front, and if you choose to pay it over longer time, say you pay it termly, we're going to charge you a premium. Whereas a person coming from a low resource background, we will be, okay, well, you can pay monthly, and the monthly payments will add up to the sticker price, and if you then pay faster, like term by term, we're going to give you a discount. And it's a fairly new experiment. We're doing it for the first year this year, and we don't know how it's going to go. But so far, it seems like that what this also means is we're going to do a simple assessment to see if the students come from a wealthy background or a less resource background. And so far, our initial findings is that students generally pick the payment plan that corresponds with the level of wealth that they come from. And that to me makes me feel good, because I hate to create a situation where it's expensive to be poor. There's a lot of situations where if you don't have a lot of money, you're charged a bunch of fees and premiums for extended payment plans and stuff like that. And here we have said that everybody pay the same or have an opportunity or a payment plan schedule where it adds up to $10,500 per year. The schedule for when that happens is just different depending on your income. One of the other differences, sort of in terms of our business model at the Wayfinding Academy, is that we put a lot of emphasis on community engagement. And between 30 and 40% of our annual revenue comes from fundraising. So we have community members donate money and time and services to us, and that helps keeps our costs low. Whereas on more traditional colleges, they have fundraising is only like 5 to 10% of the entire budget, and that makes a huge difference when it comes to charging tuition. We also have a very dedicated team of instructors and crew that are very passionate about this cause and often willing to work for less than it costs to get this thing off the ground. We feel that the fundraising is going decent. We feel that the student enrollment and student payments are going decent as part of a financial model. But we have really struggled with getting community members to partake in the activities that we offer. So there's some financial support that would have resulted from more community members partaking in our events on Wayfinding weekend or paying more to do so. That would have been really helpful, beneficial from a financial perspective, and we haven't resolved that. But another important part of the community events is also to build connections between our students and our communities. Like a lot of the experience and value you get out of a college experience is the network that you create. And having more community members show up to our events will create a stronger network for the students and higher likelihood that they're gonna engage with a person whose passion aligns with theirs, or who have experience that they can build upon or benefit from having shared with them. Yeah. I don't think we ourselves define income after graduation as one of the metrics of success. As long as the student is able to live the life they want, we consider it as success. But I think what's important for us is that the students that graduate are able to go out and live a life on purpose. And that looks different for everyone. Not everybody needs to earn 6 figures and like get all the traditional cars and I don't know, big house and whatever. Some people like yourself, like living in a van and doing videos of people is what allows you to live the life you want to live. And we do not want to be the ones to tell you that that's wrong. Everybody benefits when the society gets better educated, or everybody's better off, or however we want to call it. And so just stressing that it's important to keep investing in education. It's one of the ways to solve a bunch of the challenges that I see now. One of my personal passions is sustainability, and my idea that having more people who live life on purpose, who knows how to engage with information and who are like on fire and ready to go and have the tools and the knowledge and the experience to make a difference is critical. And giving more people the opportunity to go to college or get education. Like I also think there's a lot of value in vocational training, but getting more education and getting more training is tremendously important. And having more community support to do that, either directly via donations or indirectly via attending events, or indirectly via creating a political system or creating a discourse in society where supporting education is appreciated. Because I feel like the discourse has changed where education is like a selfish endeavor and you have to pay for it yourself because you're the only one who benefits from it. But in reality, everybody benefits from anybody getting education. And I think that's an important piece to take with us.
I agree. Well, Bjarke, thank you for chatting with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
This discussion of how much college does cost, how much it should cost, and how much it's actually worth, these are complex questions. Questions that Wayfinding is trying to answer with intention and with purpose. And we'd love to have you be a part of that conversation. What do you think of the 3 legs of Wayfinding's financial model? What do you think of the Atlantic article and the study that informed it? Let us know with a comment below. Also, this is a bit of a test of a new video format, sharing a bit of news related to higher education, and then looking at what Wayfinding is doing around that same topic. If you found this to be valuable and interesting or not, let us know that too. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.